Ambassador Rice, I'm glad you're here because I actually think about this quite often. Obama's response, or his lack of response to Syria, is considered by many, me being one of them, the great sin of the Obama administration. When Assad crossed that red line and used chemical gas on women and children, and we have seen the pictures everywhere. And I just think of the picture of the little boy on the beach, or the little boy completely covered in ash. How do you criticize Trump's hands-off approach to the Middle East when President Obama, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't much better?
Let me answer that. I appreciate the question. First of all, what we're talking about now is the fight against ISIS, which President Obama initiated in Syria.
And also pulled us out of Iraq.
Come back to the Syria red line on chemical weapons. It was President Obama that deployed these hundreds of U.S. forces to Syria that now President Trump has withdrawn. It was he who initiated the fight against ISIS, which has been successfully prosecuted. So that's on one side of the ledger. The issue you're referring to, which I write about in my book at some length, is...
Let me make this simple. What do you say to the people of Aleppo?
Let me answer your question, because you posed a very specific question about the chemical weapons. As I write in my book, Tough Love, I was the one official sitting at the table, the one cabinet official who actually thought that it was a mistake to ask Congress for authorization before using force in Syria. So I was a lone dissenting voice. I actually think, Megan, though, as I look back on it and reflect, that I was right about the politics. I didn't think that the President Obama would be granted support from Congress, and he wasn't. But I think I was wrong about the policy, because at the end of the day, it was possible through diplomacy to get 1,300 metric tons of sarin gas and chemical weapons out of Syria. We've seen President Trump twice use military force in 17 and 18 in response to chemical weapons. I actually supported that action, but it led to nothing. Those chemical weapons are still there. Nothing has changed. It was 24 hours of strikes.
He's doing nothing either. I'm not defending.
No, I'm not. But what I'm trying to explain is sometimes, and I supported this, the use of force, unless it is translated into diplomacy and action that yields lasting results on the ground, is not sufficient. And in this case, I think we saw the contrast. We got 1,300 metric tons of chemical weapons out. In the Obama administration, Trump used the force, but nothing changed. Those weapons are still there.
So did the president not listen to you then? That's what it sounds like, that you had different advice for him and you were his...
Look, I'm the national security advisor. I give my advice.
And he didn't take it.
And the other cabinet members gave their advice, and he took his own counsel, which was in opposition to my advice. Absolutely.
Well, and just to
that happens once in a while.
Just to follow up on that, did you say that Congress did not support what President Obama
Congress
wanted
did not
to do?
give President Obama the authority to proceed. And so in the absence of that authority, he went and negotiated a deal with the Russians to force the Syrians to give up their chemical weapon stockpile, or at least that which was declared.
So had Congress given President Obama permission,
the authority,
he
would have taken those strikes.
To cross the red line, he would have.
He would have taken those strikes. And we'd still be in the situation where we are now.
Right.
Well, he couldn't get
difficult
the
to
backup.
fulfill it if Congress won't allow
I understand it, but I still think, as President Trump shows, the president has ultimate power. And I think when you see what's happening, and it's getting worse and worse, and you see what's happening in Aleppo, and no one seems to care, I think I'm mad at everyone. It's not just President Obama's administration. I'm mad at President Trump's as well. And I think it's going to be comparable to what happened in World War II, the way we've ignored these people.
And here's the difference, though. President Obama chose not to get involved in the Syrian civil war on the side of the rebels beyond providing training and equipment. He did not put U.S. troops on the ground to fight Assad. We can debate for years the wisdom of that choice. He made the right choice, I think we all agree, to go fight ISIS. And now what's happened is President Trump has decided on a whim that we're done with that. And those terrorists are now...
Should anyone be surprised when we say it was on a whim? This is what he campaigned.